What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Debates with Nav on the Right Way Sports Network. I'm your host, Pranav Sriraman, and as always, make sure to go check me out on Instagram at SportsWorldDebates. And if you have any thoughts, questions, concerns about anything sports-related or anything life-related, make sure to go tweet me at SWDTweets1. Now, before we get into any of the sports topics I'm going to be discussing today, I have to acknowledge the situation that has been occurring in our country for the past 1.5 weeks. And I know my company has already made, the Right Way Sports Network has already made a statement regarding this, but as a citizen of the United States, as a person of color myself, it's my duty to tell you guys my beliefs. And I will let the black community know that I am 100% your ally. I will stand with you through everything. I am all in for the battle for equality. And as a gesture, I will be donating $1 for every like this video gets to George Floyd's Memorial Fund. If we all stand together, we can achieve equality. I know we can. Now, getting into the video. Today, I'm going to be telling you 5 candidates who I think are going to have breakout seasons in the NFL. 5 players, regardless of situation, whether they were hurt, whether they were a rookie, whatever the case may be. I'm going to give you 5 players who I think are going to have great seasons in the NFL, just better seasons than what they had the previous year. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, the first player was entering his sophomore season last year, and he got hurt. He had a very impressive rookie season, and that's Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb, the outside linebacker for the Denver Broncos. He had a very impressive rookie season, recording about 12 sacks, and he was just all-around beast for the Denver Broncos defense alongside Von Miller. He was just sensational, and last year, we thought we could see an improvement in his game than what we saw in his impressive rookie season. Unfortunately, that was cut short because he got hurt, and you're going to be wondering, well, what in his ACL tear, that might hamper his abilities when he comes back on the field. Maybe it will. But I'm very confident that Bradley Chubb will recover, and he'll be developing further along, and he'll be a great player, a great defensive player in the NFL, because I've seen him do it before, coming back from an ACL tear. We've seen it. He was in high school. He tore his ACL, and he came back from it. And I'm 100% confident in his ability to do it again. And after that, I believe that the Denver Broncos are going to have a sensational season headlined by him and Von Miller on the defensive end. Everyone loves to point out, Drew Lock, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, the high-powered Melvin Gordon, the high-powered Denver Broncos offense. But what I am most excited about is the return of Bradley Chubb, who recorded 12 sacks in his rookie season, like I mentioned before. He was sensational in his rookie season, and I'm so excited to see what he can how much he can develop, learning under Von Miller, playing alongside Von Miller in what would be his second full season. I am so excited to see that, and I think he'll have a sensational year. So look out for Bradley Chubb. I believe he will have a great year this upcoming season. The second player is Josh Jacobs, of the running back of the Oakland Raiders. Josh Jacobs, I was premature, and I thought he was going to have an Ezekiel Elliott type season last year, where in his rookie season, he would automatically elevate himself to a top 5 running back status. Obviously, I was wrong, and that was a very premature decision, but we make mistakes. And I'm just going to have to live with that one. But I believe he can eventually elevate himself to that discussion, and why not this year? Last year was a very impressive season for Josh Jacobs. He had about 89 yards per game and about, let's say, 18 carries a game. But it was a pretty solid season for Josh Jacobs. He started 13 games, and overall, it was just a very solid rookie season. I wouldn't say it was like the best. He had 1,150 yards on 242 attempts. So I wouldn't say it was like, Ezekiel Elliott type rookie season, a Saquon Barkley type rookie season, but it was a very solid rookie season. I'll take it from a rookie. Any ordinary rookie, he had a better season, and I thought he should have won Offensive Rookie of the Year over Kyler Murray. But I'll take it. He's a rookie. Not every rookie is going to be an Ezekiel Elliott or or an Alvin Kamara or a Saquon Barkley right out of the gate. We saw Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is a prime example of this. He did not have the best rookie season, but he developed. He kept working on his craft, and we saw what he did the past year. He elevated himself into arguably the best running back on the planet. So I'm not saying Josh Jacobs is going to be the best running back on the planet, but top 5 is certainly within his capabilities. So watch out for Josh Jacobs to improve drastically from his rookie season. I believe he'll have a breakout year. He'll definitely be a top 10 running back. And I believe he potentially can elevate himself to top 5. Who knows? Now, the third player, you guys are going to be so surprised, but I'm really not surprised. Others I've talked to is not really surprised. I know our CEO, Malik Wright, won't be surprised at all. Joe Mixon, running back of the Cincinnati Bengals. You guys are going to be like, what the hell? What the hell is this guy talking about? Joe Mixon? I mean, yeah, he's solid, but breakout? Oh, no. Well, guys, hear me out. Joe Mixon has top 5 potential. He just has had a terrible offensive line his entire career, and he's not been really given an ideal situation to win, but that all changes this season. His offensive line has improved, he has a new quarterback, and we'll see Joe Mixon in the light of a winning situation, what he could do. He'll get more attention, and I believe that with an improved offensive line, he could be just as good as any other back in the league. Last season wasn't even a terrible season for Joe Mixon. It was just, it was an average season, but he had about 71 yards per game, and he started 15 games, but he played in all 16 games, but he had 278 rush attempts and 1,137 yards. Yes, it was a step back from his 2018 campaign, but I believe with an improved offensive line, with a better quarterback, a guy who could initiate offense better than anyone could in the past for the Cincinnati Bengals, a new system, essentially. I believe Joe Mixon can thrive, and many people will be quick to write him off because, he hasn't done much since he's been in the NFL. But with that ability, he is very fast, he's very big, and with that ability he has on the field, combined with an improved offensive line, keep in mind the Cincinnati Bengals were the worst team in the NFL last year. With all of that, with the improved offensive line, with a brand new system, with a brand new quarterback, a brand new play caller, I believe Joe Mixon is going to break out. And if you don't believe me, just watch this year. He's going to break out because he hasn't done much yet, but you have to take into account the situation he's been surrounded by. This year, he'll have a solid situation, and he could really show you what he can do in an improved situation. So watch out for Joe Mixon. Coming in at my next spot is Kyler Murray. Now this is everyone's go-to guy for this improving situation. Kyler Murray, you've already heard his name in MVP conversations, but I'm just going to talk about him anyway because, I believe he's going to improve. It's what everyone thinks, and you guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, this one's obvious. Rookie of the Year, improving in his second season? Well, duh. Well, okay, I'm just going to give you the obvious if you already know anyway. Kyler Murray is going to improve in his rookie year. What else can I say about that? He was very impressive in his sophomore year. But he was very impressive in his rookie year. He completed about 64.4% of his passes, which is very impressive for a rookie. He also he threw 12 interceptions, which can use a little bit of work, but for a rookie, starting all 16 games, remember, most quarterbacks either sit out nowadays or wait until they're ingratiated into the starting lineup midway through the year. No, Kyler Murray was put in a situation where he had to start day one, and he handled that very well. He led a Cardinals team that wasn't the best to a 5-10 record, and although he was okay, an 87.4 quarterback rating, it was a pretty solid season for a rookie. This season, however, combine those stats with the weapons he has on offense. DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, another season of Larry Fitzgerald. I know he's getting up there in age, but he's still a very productive receiver. And not to mention, his offensive line has drastically improved. They made big free agent acquisitions in their offensive line, and I believe that a mobile quarterback like Kyler Murray needs that protection in the offensive line. I expected them to draft an offensive lineman in the draft, but they didn't because Isaiah Simmons was available, and if you have Isaiah Simmons lying right there, well, why won't you take him? He was the best player available. He could do everything on the defensive end, but Kyler Murray with an improved offensive line, it's not like the best I hope for, because I hope they drafted Jedrick Wills, but if you have Isaiah Simmons, like I said, you pick him up. But it's definitely improved, and with an improved offensive line for a mobile quarterback like that, and improved offensive weapons around him on offense, like at DeAndre Hopkins, at receiver, I believe that he's going to break out. I'm not going to say he's going to win the MVP, because that's what everyone wants to say. But improving? Oh, he'll definitely improve. Just look at what the man did his first year. If you watch the tape, he had such a good pocket presence in his first year. Yes, he gets sacked a lot. He's a mobile quarterback, and he was a rookie. He was sacked 48 times last year. That we get that. He was a rookie, and those come as rookie mistakes. But I saw him play in Oklahoma. I saw him play in Arizona, and one thing he's always had is confidence. The confidence in his abilities, and I have that same confidence in his abilities as well. He's a very good thrower for his size, and his size is the only thing which you can really knock him as a quarterback. He's an undersized quarterback, but he's very mobile. He could throw the ball very well for his size, and I believe that he's going to improve drastically from an already solid rookie season. He led the Cardinals team that was okay. He led them to a 5-10-1 record in a loaded NFC West. In an NFC West which had the defending NFC champions in the Rams, the NFC champions from this season, the San Francisco 49ers, and Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. That's an absolutely stacked division, and he still went 5-10-1, which is pretty solid for a rookie. So make sure you look out for Kyler Murray to improve. And the last one, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the number one the player who's going to improve the most, or not improve the most, but he's going to have the best season out of all these players I mentioned. And I said earlier in the video that this guy is going to be the number one receiver in the league. Running back in the league. Saquon Barkley. We've heard all about him. Entering the league, people have said, oh, he's the most talented running back ever. I was one of those guys. And last season, his rookie season was phenomenal. His rookie season was nothing short of phenomenal. He averaged about 81 yards per game on 261 rushing attempts on the season and overall 1,307 yards. It was phenomenal. And he headlined that Giants team as their best player. Even with Odell Beckham Jr., I believe Saquon Barkley was the best player on the Giants in his rookie year. And he was basically what the offense relied upon 100% of the time. Well, not 100% of the time, but 90% of the time it was run by Saquon Barkley. His second season, we expected to improve, but he got hurt. The Giants dealt with coaching issues. Daniel Jones, rookie quarterback. I get it. But everyone just seemed to forget. Everyone's saying Saquon Barkley is a luxury running back. Oh, he can only get you these big runs, but he can't get you those short gains. He's only a big run back. I'm going to disagree with you 100%. Have you seen him play? I can't believe some guys are actually saying, he's a luxury back. He can only get you big runs. Well, watch him play. Watch his Penn State tape. Watch his rookie year tape. He can get you those short gains because of his size, his quickness, his agility. He could do it all as a running back. He can catch passes from the backfield. That's the one thing he really needs to improve on. But as a running back in total, he is something you absolutely want. And the reason why I think he's going to overtake Christian McCaffrey as the best running back in the league is because he's more talented. He didn't really have the offensive line Christian McCaffrey had. And the last thing, the Giants got Andrew Thomas. The Giants aggressively drafted Andrew Thomas, who I know some people who believe Andrew Thomas was the best offensive tackle in this past draft class, but Andrew Thomas is going to be inserted into left tackle day one, and Saquon Barkley loves to attack that left hole, and Andrew Thomas is going to clear that hole for him so well, and it's going to massively improve Daniel Jones' ability to throw the ball in the pocket, and Andrew Thomas as a whole, I'm not saying this is... Andrew Thomas brings so much attention for defensive players, that it's going to be easy for Saquon Barkley to get through that hole and get his big runs or his short gains, whatever it is. But an improvement in an offensive line, which has always been a terrible offensive line throughout Saquon Barkley's career, is definitely going to help him. Like some people say Ezekiel Elliott is the best running back in the league, but take into account what Ezekiel Elliott has on the offensive line or has had. Saquon Barkley has never been given that situation, and he still doesn't have that situation. He still doesn't. But an improvement to a guy who's already a top 3 running back in my eyes, I believe he's going to overtake Christian McCaffrey for the mantle for the number 1 running back in the league. I'm out for now, y'all. Peace.